Well, what's up, guys? Midnight Snack here, bringing you episode 6 of Laketown. Before I get into that, just wanted to go over the hotfixes. There have been 2 updates to the game since I last played. So the first was April 17th, hotfix to Alpha 10C. And real quick, it says changes to speed up pacing, reducing building costs. You start with more steel. A colonist will join reasonably early on Cassandra or Phoebe. Recruiting is slightly easier. Joy tolerance is gained slower. So the joy tolerance, you can see the joy system is needing some tweaking, which, you know, that's to be expected. It was just implemented. So hopefully you guys playing on Cassandra or Phoebe will get your extra colonist sooner, so that'll help you guys out. And also, again, recruiting slightly easier. That should just help out across the board. You'll get a letter when an animal goes insane due to taking damage. Also, the chance of this happening is reduced. Colonists will stand away from boom rats while executing them. That sounds pretty solid. Yeah. Joy-related thoughts are broken up more finely and balanced. Planning designation has dark outline for easy visibility. Trees are still sowable, but it takes a lot of time to sow them. And then we have some bug fixes there. And then today, the game was actually updated to build 10D. And hopefully you guys got an email about this if you're playing the game. I'll read what Tynan wrote. So I got to have that special moment where you're looking at some game code and you realize that the game you shipped last week to 75,000 people is totally horribly broken in subtle but game destroying ways. This is the hotfix to the problem I found and others. Up to now, Alpha 10 has been basically broken. There were a number of issues, but the biggest one was probably the broken enemy fleeing and recruitment code that made it way too hard to get new people. Sorry about releasing a kind of broken version. I'm thinking that for Alpha 11 I'll start doing public unstable builds a week before the stable release. It's getting really hard to catch all the bugs in the game as it becomes more complex and takes longer to play. To update, just use your existing download link. It always gives the latest version. Save games from Alpha 10 will still work. To install, delete your old install directory and unzip the new Alpha 10D files to a clean, empty folder. Your save data is not stored in the install directory. So, Tynan kind of apologizing for the state of the game. You know what, Tynan? It's an alpha. It's an amazing game. You're doing a great job, and it's still fun. And I mean, I think it's great that he's apologizing for it. Personally, I don't feel that it's quite necessary, especially when you have companies like EA that consistently release broken and buggy games. Looking at the latest SimCity, looking at Battlefield 4, looking at Battlefield Hardline, Blizzard doing the Diablo 3 launch that was just completely horrible. And this game, I've been playing it for the last week. It's still completely playable. So, you know what? Thanks for the apologies, Tynan, but I don't think it was personally necessary. But I do definitely appreciate the sentiment. So let's go over the changes real quick. Fixed and rebalanced prisoner recruiting. Prisoners no longer get cabin fever and no longer have a joy need until we get support for proper prison complexes, They can be recruited at any mood over 35%, though the chance may be very low. I think this is going to be a nice tweak. It's definitely going to help out quite a bit for us, especially since we're on Randy Random, and right now in Laketown we're not really getting many people at all. And hopefully with the 10C fix that says I thought 10C, I just read that people won't flee. Was that up here? Did I just read that? Yeah, I just read that. Alpha 10D, broken enemy fleeing. In one of the last episodes, we had a couple of raiders come, and as soon as the turret even fired at them, they were just gone. So that was a little odd. I figured it just had to do with the new difficulty scaling, but hopefully this will help with that. Fix the unit's change bug that caused 40% of enemies to flee after taking one hit, and other enemies to never flee. Now they flee properly with individual health thresholds again. So again, this is what I think this is probably one of the biggest things, or biggest issues that I was having. Fixed pawn name parsing, so pawns with apostrophes in their names will work. Cleaned up and robustified. like that word, robustified the AI with regards to finding a space to stand next to medical beds, abolished the medical bed needs headspace alert, and as it's no longer needed. So you see I was running into this issue again a couple episodes ago. So another neat little fix. Even though I was getting the alert for it, it still didn't prevent the doctor, air quote doctor, from treating the patient, but the alert was kind of annoying. Fixed a bug that caused colonists to get stuck switching apparel over and over given certain weather conditions and combinations of apparel. They were considering the needed warmth in relation to their own current apparel instead of in relation to their absolute naked needs. Fixed a bug that would crash the UI if colonists hauled a sculpture or TV while the player was selecting an install location. Fixed bug that caused pawns to sometime teleport to the bottom left corner of the map. That sounds kind of interesting. Fixed the needs tab not displaying it on animals if a human was never previously selected with the needs tab. Fixed a bug that caused colonists to spaz out around the billiards table when they reached full joy instead of just ending the job. Kind of wish I would have seen that. Minor storytelling tuning and minor typo fixes in game text. So we've had a nice little list of changes and bug fixes to the game since last I've played. The episode that went up today was from last week before both of these fixes, and it was just something I recorded so I'd be able to give you guys a video each day over the weekend. Yeah, so we're going to get playing. We're on build 10D. I did get a version mismatch warning, but I'm hoping it'll be okay. So yeah, let's get started. We have some construction projects to finish. Mostly this trade depot that we need to get enclosed and roofed over so our stuff doesn't start deteriorating. We're working on our dining area, so we need to get that sorted. And our geothermal generator is fully encased. I do want to build a little battery section next to it so our battery isn't in our little main hall area. And now that we have a cook stove in here, I think we're actually just going to deconstruct this guy, because I want this cook stove to get used. Why is there squirrel skin on the cook stove? Come on, guys. Maybe I should... I'll probably move... I'll build a research bench inside here, I guess. Or I could build it up here in the crafting hall, if you will. I'm kind of hoping we get some raiders. And for some reason, I didn't even think about it. I could just put, just for the time being, some extra beds in here. In case we get new recruits. That way Kasuba doesn't have to sleep in this little tiny space. She doesn't actually care, which I think is great. I'll watch her as she goes in here. So we can see on her needs, for some reason her space, like, she thinks this is a spacious interior. This is a 2x2 room with a bed and a lamp in it. There's only one tile of free space, but she thinks it's a spacious interior. Don't know what that's about. If you go over here to Merlin, you can see he doesn't think this is a spacious interior, which is interesting because it's a 4x7. So he's got quite a bit of room. I mean, I know we have the double bed, the royal bed, and some plants in there, but still, it's a little odd. I think it's a little odd. All right, well, let's make sure we're getting the right stones going. What are we making? We're making limestone, which is good because we need these doors done. And then once we get all these doors done, we'll start switching over to slate and getting that set up. What do we want to do about a floor? I'm going to toggle your power for now. We finished researching mortars, and I guess colored lights. We really don't need anything else at the moment. I guess machining, in case we get some mechs eventually. I don't think we have much slag over here. We have a few of them, but most of the pods have been landing away from our base. Alright, well, let's what do we want to floor this with? I'm thinking maybe just wood floors. Because we got a lot of stone and stuff everywhere else. An ancient danger, as Merlin draws near an ancient wall, since a foreboding overcomes him. Alright, so we do have a little building right here that could be dangerous. Could be dangerous. And it is starting to get a little cold outside, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and give everyone some heaters. So, one thing I'm thinking about doing is walling off this section and then putting a couple heaters in here and putting vents in the walls and seeing if 2 heaters in here will do the same thing as 3 heaters. We could even put a vent into here, so let's actually give that a shot. I'm kind of curious about that. Let's do a structure, I guess sandstone wall, and we will do a sandstone door as well. Temperature, I would like, I don't think it really matters about the spacing, but I'll put 1 here and 1 over here, and then we can put some vents in. So that's something we'll be doing tomorrow. Merlin's a little injured. He got some burns, I guess. There was a fire and something was going on. We do have a trade ship going by. In the morning, Hallie will go give them a quick talking to. And for a second I thought we were out of medicine, but we do have medicine. It's just over in our dining hall area. Hasn't been moved yet, which I'm fine with. That's actually roofed in and safe. Hallie, you sure do sleep a lot. I guess the exotic goods trader went away, which is fine. We don't really have anything to trade. There's the problem. We don't have any limestone to work with. I did set this stuff to get hauled. Doug's going to start crafting some slate. Kasuba is wandering around. Well, why don't you haul? Who can haul? Merlin and Doug. Doug, why don't you start hauling some limestone? And hopefully we can get these doors built. And we do need someone to start working. You know what? That's completely my fault. I was thinking, you know, maybe I forgot to tell them to cook stuff. And I did. I did forget to tell them to cook stuff. So we'll do a simple meal, fine meal above. I know we don't have anyone. Don't yell at me. Fine meal above it. Do it until we have 5 of each. Details. Do a 30. Good times. You are now allowed to cook again. That is my fault, citizens of Laketown. I'm sorry you're having to eat a raw potato. I can't imagine that being fun in any way. And in the morning we will get... Oh yeah, I can't. I have to mine it. We'll get this taken care of. And Kasuba is doing some cooking. Doug is still sleeping. Doug, I would like you to make some limestone blocks, if you wouldn't mind. An eclipse. It's fine, we have the geothermal generator. We have some visitors from Braxo Galga. And a slave trader's passing nearby. Where is Hallie's out back doing some research? Let's have her come in. No thank you. Also, that's a super expensive human being. And he's damaged goods. Come on now. All you can do is grow. Way too expensive. let's see about getting this done. Seeing how that goes. I don't really want to take Kasuba out of this little room. I don't know if that's a bug or not. Yeah. Maybe she likes confined spaces? Is that like a trait she has or something? No? No. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. And we do have our vents in here. So it is 40 degrees outside, give or take a couple degrees, and inside it is staying at around 60. So, you know, it's not as warm as 70, but at the same time, that is helpful because it's keeping them from getting cold. Alright, well, I'm going to let them keep going. Eventually, I do want to put more stuff in these rooms. I know it'll give them a cramped debuff, but I'm hoping they'll get a like a nicely decorated or beautiful environment type buff to make up for it. And we do need more of this limestone. They're building every door but the freezer doors. And a combat supplier is passing nearby. That could be useful. Maybe we can get some rifles or something. Artillery shells are on the cheap. And you guys have a poor quality charge rifle. Can't even afford that. The LMG is very tempting. I don't think I've used one of these since the guns have been changed. 8 damage, 2-second warm-up, 6-shot burst. Not too bad. 500 rounds a minute is a little on the slow side for an LMG. I don't think we're going to get anything. A Masterwork pump shotgun. Look at that accuracy. You could almost snipe with a shotgun. That's ridiculous. I say almost snipe, the range is only 16. But that's actually a really nice shotgun. It's kind of crazy. Alright, well, we're not going to get anything right now. We can't really afford much. Okay, so we need to get... I'm glad these vents work. They're not keeping it as warm as it could be, but they are definitely working. And I mean, it's just one of those things where at the cost of a few degrees, it's saving me on power. We finished our research, and I guess let's get some colored lights. I would get hospital beds, but we don't have enough medicine to do anything right now. We need to go mine out that gold. Let's get colored lights. So I like using these around the base. Not for anything like specific. It's just, well, I do use them in specific places. Just I know that it doesn't do anything special. I just like the looks, and you can see the kind of darker black outline on the planing tiles. I don't think they were that hard to see to begin with, but yeah. Another thing that was suggested was making this a large communal type prison. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Going to remove, I'm going to keep this as a prison hospital right here, but this area I'll put a door in, and let's remove all of these plans up here. So I think we can just have this whole area mined out. I think that's actually probably big enough. I'll extend it up here, and then we can put the beds along here, and then this can be like an eating area and stuff. I'm glad that the joy need and the cabin fever was removed from prisoners. I think that's pretty fancy. So let's go ahead and throw up a, what kind of door do we want? These sandstone blocks, what are they? Granite blocks? Alright, well, we have plenty of granite blocks, so let's do a granite door right here, and then we can deconstruct these guys tomorrow. Kasuba, I'm sorry, I know you like your spacious interior. Let me just check to see if that was a bug. It's not spacious anymore, but it's still pretty big in her mind. She's also very cold. So you know what? Outfit. Let's make a winter outfit. New outfits. We'll name you Winter. And pretty much wear whatever you want. Yeah. Because you need clothing. So let's give everyone Winter. I think this is the same thing as anything. I will actually delete the anything. So this is going to be Winter. And let's clear your forced stuff. Kasuba, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wear some clothes. If we have any clothes. I don't think we have any clothes. But you know what? We can make you some clothes. We have plenty of cotton now. So let's go ahead and start with our crafting hall. Tailor's bench. Let's make it out of wood. How big did I make you? I don't need this. Which means I can also get rid of these lamps. And now we can have the stockpile in the middle and just crafting places all around it. So let's put the tailor's workbench, I guess right here for now. And let's make a, let's figure this out. So this is dead center of the room. We could have one that goes out like this. It's a pretty good sized stockpile. It's going to kind of cramp up the room a little bit, but I think it should be okay. Stockpile. Actually, I don't think we need one that big for right now. Let's just start with a 7x3, and we will rename you. We'll make you important. Clear everything. Rename you crafting hall. And I would like all textiles, not all manufactured, all textiles here. And I think that's probably it for right now. We will have a kind of like a storehouse where eventually once we start making more stuff and hopefully raiders come and we actually get supplies, we'll make a storehouse, and then we'll kind of separate the good from the bad equipment. So we'll keep like the good quality stuff with high HP over in a storehouse, and then the low stuff will just go in a trade depot so we can just sell all that off. But for right now, we're just going to kind of let everything pile up in there. And apparel, for right now, I'll leave it in there. No, I won't. I lied. Just textiles in there. And also blocks as well. I would like some stone blocks stored there too. So that's going to be our crafting hall. And I could have them move these chunks into the stockpile, but that would just take up too much. Let's also get some lamps back in here. I guess we'll just do one in each corner for right now. And we still need to floor that whole area. Alright, well, I think that's going to wrap up this episode. Checked out the patch notes. Seems like a lot of good needed fixes that happened, and we do have our doors set up. So while I'm kind of doing this, we finished our colored lights. I'm trying to wrap up the episode, damn it. Carpet making, sure. Let's reconnect our freezer. Set you down to 30 degrees. And it's a little chilly outside, so that shouldn't be using much power. And we will need a heater in here. Let's hide that stockpile. Yeah, we went over the patch notes, a lot of good changes, and we've just been kind of working on building everything up. Hopefully we can get some raiders soon. See, this space is tiny compared to her little 2x2. I really think that was a bug for her. I think that was weird. A 2x2 is not spacious. In the next episode, we're just going to keep building up our base, probably plan out a little battery area, and we'll also try to get our trade depot finished and also work on building a clinic and expanding our prison. So we have a lot of construction that we can do. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching and have a good one.